Hi guys, my name is Clement of Joe. Welcome back to a new Minecraft YouTube live stream on the Clement of Joe YouTube channel. This is a live episode of Survivor Legacy, and it's a live episode of Mindless, where we do 25 videos in 25 days on the Survivor Legacy world. So this is a live stream. So hello everybody. Did you like the little intro? I just made that in 5 seconds. Well, it's two templates that I got, and I've obviously added the text myself and the music. Which the music I got from YouTube. Welcome to a live episode of Mindless. So I thought we'd build something Christmassy today. Let me just refresh my page. It's my laptop. Sup, Joe? How are you? Hello, Rafa. Welcome to the stream. I'm really good. How are you? Let's just mute the stream. Mute my audio. Joe, my YouTube recap, you are my most watched streamer. YouTube recap, what's that? Joe doesn't love me anymore. I hadn't seen your comment. I didn't realize who you were then because your name's changed. Copyright pending MC. I've just noticed you're David. So hello, David. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, sometimes if people change their names on streams, I totally sort of forget who you are. It's a recap of your YouTube watch content from 2025. How do you check that? I don't even know how to check that. I know Nintendo Switch is going to be off the chart this year. I know my Nintendo Switch recap this year is going to be off the chart. Last year I played 316 hours of Minecraft. I think we've probably played a good 1,000 this year, but it's probably... I figured my YouTube handle should match my Minecraft name. Oh, okay. Yeah. But thank you for watching me a crazy Minecraft of the year. Also, if you don't see the weather around here right now, look at my latest short. Okay, I will look later on. Should be in your notifications. Why is Nightbot moderator? Because Nightbot has to be moderator for him to actually put the links in and things like that. 5 inches of snow. I wish it was snowing here. It's actually it's quite cold, but it's actually sunny, guys. So I've actually closed my blinds, guys. I've actually closed my curtains. Now I'm going to open them up because the sun's not as bright. But the sun was very, very bright. The sun was very, very bright earlier on to the point that it was blinding me. I apologise there was no stream yesterday. I was sorting out my desk. And trying to find something. So I spent the day tidying up a little bit. And I also lost the telly remote. So I ended up just watching a few films. So I watched I finished watching Steven Spielberg's BFG film, his take on the BFG. It's going to be 19.5, so that's not too bad. Where are you from? I'm from the UK. But yeah, what was I going to say? Hello, Alaska. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, guys, so I watched Roald Dahl's -19. Bloody hell. What's the coldest I've had? The coldest we've had it in the UK in recent years was -30, I think. Whoa, 7,500. Thank you. We did hit it and then we lost it. But, guys, 24 days. We're aiming to hit 8k within the next 24 days. My birthday's in 24 days' time. Tomorrow I'll be 23 in 23 days. Oh. It's getting real. I'm joking. New goal. Well, yeah, the goal was always to hit 8k, but then I decided to down it. I love you. Thank you. But it's the thing is, though, with me, I know where it is. I leave it somewhere safe, and it's so safe I can't remember. It is Legacy Switch. Legacy. Wow. I'm on my Survival Legacy copy on my Legacy world. Well, I love everyone in this stream. I love everyone in this stream that watches these streams. Now there's 23 people watching. So we should crack on with what we want to do. This is a live episode of Survivor Legacy, and it's Mindless. So I thought it would be nice if we went and built something Christmas related. I didn't join the stream for one day. You didn't need to. I didn't stream yesterday because I was there's 38 people watching now. Yeah, I didn't stream yesterday because I was slightly busy trying to find some stuff, and I lost my remote. I have no time, but that time is time is of the essence. That's the thing. Everyone never really has any time. I never really have any time, to be honest. I never really have any time. 20 people now. It was 38 just now, which is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. It says 20 people's watched the stream, and now it says 34 people are watching. Is this the Bedrock one? No, it's a Legacy one. So, I think it'd be nice to build something over here. So, I need to go and get some snow. I've got some ideas of what we can build. I'm just going to refresh my screen a second, because that's just... my screen's being a bit bizarre. Yeah. When did I first meet you? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea when you first watched one of my streams, to be honest. I have absolutely no idea, because I've done so many streams this year, guys. I've probably done 700 streams this year. I've done hardly any streams this year. I've done quite a lot of streams. 700. Well, I've probably done 700, but probably more than that. Oh, over the last 9 years, like my channel will be 9 years old in 9 days. I've done so many. Well, sometimes I would stream twice a day, so could be more than that. But I thought it would be nice if we could go and get some snow blocks. So, I thought it would be nice if we can go and get some snow blocks, which we will need to go down this... My younger brother also wants to Switch 2. Tried to convince him for a PS5, but he's firm on his decision. I don't know. Switch 2 is quite a nice console. It's a nice console. And I gave you a recommendation. You play Minecraft where you're next to a garden, a flat, oak fences, and stone pathway. I don't remember, but that's because I've streamed so many times this year. Discord. The Discord link will pop up in a minute. It will pop up in a minute. So, let's go grab some snow blocks. Well, there is some commands, but I don't know if Discord works. Well, Discord will just show up. Discord will just pop up in a second. Egg. This is the first time I've streamed since you started having an argument with, started embarrassing the God Bless You guy. That's the funniest thing I've seen in a while. If you don't know what's happened, guys, a guy in my Discord server who's like, I think he's on the spectrum. He basically kept asking people to, he basically kept asking people to kick them out. He basically told me to go kill myself randomly, and I took a screenshot of it, and he started spamming me to ban him, and so I said, nah, your punishment's you've got to be in the chat with Egg. And you missed the old streams. What do you mean you missed the old streams? Joe's on the spectrum. Well, I'm not on the spectrum, but this guy I think is. And this guy just randomly told me to go kill myself. So he said ban me. I said no. This you've got to be trapped in the Goonin chat with Egg. And it was hilarious watching the God Bless You guy not realise what's going on. It was quite funny. Right, so it was very funny, guys. Right, guys, I want to build a watchtower out of snow, but I don't know how to build it because I kind of like this. I have absolutely no idea. Here might be nice. Well, it's only going to be like 3 blocks wide. We could build it here, actually. Could build it here. On the giant mountain, that one, nah. I like that mountain the way it is. I think we're gonna build it. I think we'll build it here. His chips as long as he's... Oh yes, I remember that now. I do remember that now. Yeah, all of you guys that were on that stream that day were basically creating accounts called Calamity of Joe's Toes, Calamity of Joe's Kneecap. I had a tropical Red Bull, kind of like a loco, I guess. I wouldn't know, I've never had Red Bull. Right, so... Have I got that? Have I got a silk touch? Have I got something which is silk touch? No, I haven't. So, I want to put one of these on each side then, like this. But we're going to want a door here. So, this is what we're going to want. Actually, we'll be able to get that floating tree at the same time. You're not playing, you were just sitting there just watching the chat. Yes, sometimes I will do that. If there's some funny stuff in the chat, sometimes I'll just stop. Well, I would have been playing. I would have been playing the Minecraft, because that's what I always do in the streams. But if there's something happening like that... Right, so where would this stair... Where would these... I need to go and put in this... I'm going to go and start, guys, by putting in the stairs at the same time. No idea what type of stairs I'm going to need for this. Part of me would like to stick... I've got an idea of something I want to do. It's whether I've got the wood to do it, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Sorry, my dad was calling me. And we were having a back and forth. We were having a back and forth where basically he was calling me a knob, so I called him a knob, and it was all jokey. That's true banter. Calling your children an idiot. Anyway, that's true banter. I've got to be honest. I don't drink energy drinks. He ain't wrong. I mean, fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Only if it's not offensive. Part of me wants dark oak. No, actually, let's go. Let's do spruce. Let's do spruce. Hello, Foot Elites. Welcome to the stream. Please say hello to my friend. His name is Omar. Hello, Omar. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Swiss Rex. Welcome to the stream. So, I think we're going to need a little bit more than this. I mean, I know that... As soon as I saw Egg commented, as soon as I read that out, read that, I haven't read it out because I didn't read it out loud. But I knew what that was straight away when I read that. And I will admit, I wasn't going to fall for it. Anyway, right, so we're somewhere. Right, here we go. So we're going to go this way then. We're building a watchtower out of snow. We're going to build a watchtower out of snow. So I know where we're building it. We're right by the floating tree. So the hill used to expand. This hill here, there used to be a bigger hill here, so we cut it back a bit. I thought your name was Swiss. That's South. Oh, this looks nice. So this should be this right here would be where the door would have been. So the window would be just fallen off. This right here would have been where the window is. So we're going to have to here. Your name is quite casual. Cool. So dreams, cool. Theodore, sorry, who's called Theodore? I think Alex isn't. Nah, Alex is British. Alex is no, it's not. Alex is not American. It's it started with the Egyptians because of Alexander the Great. Oh no, the former king of Macedonia. Where does the name Alexander come from? It's Greek. It's actually Greek. It comes from Alexandros, meaning the defender of man. Comes from Alexander, meaning... That's such a cool name, the Defender of Man. Doesn't that sound cool? The Defender of Man? Do you mean Thomas the Tank? What do you think? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I'll be honest. I wasn't really paying attention, Egg. I was more paying attention to. I was paying more attention to. If you don't feel comfortable, don't. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I was actually, guys. I will be honest. I was more paying attention to where the name Alexander come from. You feel comfortable? You don't give a fuck. I don't know, but I don't know what you're talking about, guys. I wasn't paying attention. Something that I never do half the time. So, we're almost at the tree. I actually really like this entranceway. So, Could I join you in Minecraft? Hello, one youth there. I'm playing Legacy Console Edition, I'm afraid. So if you do not have the version that I'm playing, it will be impossible. Hello, welcome to... Hello, Yannick. Yannick, hey, welcome to the stream. Right, so I'm going to quickly head home. I need to go and grab some snow blocks. There's a lot of hellos in this live stream. There's a lot of hellos. Hello, hello, how low, how low. Turn the lights out. Is this dangerous? Here we are now. Entertain us. Here we, hello, hello. Joe, happy birthday soon. Yeah, Joe passed away. No, I haven't passed away, am I? I'm here. I turned up to my own funeral. Someone actually did that. This guy wanted to, basically was cheating on his wife, and he wanted to marry this other girl. So he hired a hitman he hired hitmen to kill his wife, and then basically they turned up, found out it was because he wanted to, he was cheating and he wanted to, and so they told him. So they told the woman that it was that her husband had hired them, and they basically took the money. They took the money without actually doing the job. They took his money. So what? Basically, he threw her expensive funeral, and then she turned up and started having a go at him at her funeral. I love that story. I'm like, fair play. That's an incredible story. Right, turn, and now, go, 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 go. Right, we got a tree to chop down now, guys. We got a floating tree to chop down from many years ago. From like, I don't know, 8 years ago. So before we do that, actually, let's go do. Right, so here we go. Right, so I just want to have a look at what this looks like for a minute. So this is the stairs. So here we go. So we're going to quickly do these bricks here. I'm just going to put some snow blocks right there. Perfect. It's looking amazing. Count the tree line, so odd it is. Oh, yeah, we could actually. It is 1, 2. Oh wait, we can't count tree lines. Sorry, we can't count tree lines. Here we go. Let's just have a look at a second. I'm thinking a minute. Guys, what do you think? Right, so everyone on here right now, what do you guys think about this? Oh shit. What do you guys think about this a minute? How do you guys think that we go a bit higher? Do you guys think we go a little bit higher? Do we go a tad higher with this watchtower? Do we stop now and then build the turret, or do we make the turret one bigger? Yeah, what do you guys think? World build limit? I don't want to do that because then that would be too high, I think. But I think one more might be. You clearly own the name Climate of Joe. No. I think go one. I think one more. One more, and then we'll be slightly taller than the I think we can probably go one more there actually. If we go one more, we will have it slightly taller than the restaurant there. I think Swiss could though. I think Swiss is actually a lot smart. Actually, quite smart. I'm having a guess that he's quite smart. I think he probably could. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh. Well, America. The problem with America is Americans aren't actually stupid. It's just their education system's absolutely awful. Yeah, it's just their education system is just very factored to American patriotism. But then that's what the UK used to be. The UK used to do that quite a bit. The UK education system used to be factored towards British patriotism. So the only thing you knew about India was that the Indian people were savage, which obviously isn't exactly true at all. But that's what Great Britain would have told people. Great Britain would have told, oh, you wouldn't want to talk to those types of people because they're savage. So yeah, they used to blame people. They used to play the savage game. Yeah, we are going to need to get rid of that one then. Have I made that one too high? I think I have. I don't know though, So that would be the roof. Yeah, we've gone. Yeah, we've gone one too high with that. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention to live chat then. I was more focusing on I was focusing then, guys, on making sure this looks good. Sorry guys, sometimes I don't pay. Sometimes when I'm building, I don't pay attention to the live chat. I misread pans as pants then. I'm like, why is everyone talking about pants for? Hello, Washerdick53. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I didn't see your comment. I wasn't paying attention to the live chat, guys. Here we go. So, I didn't want to put that there. That was unintentional. Here we go. Now, here we go. Looks nice. We are slightly taller than that building over there by a tad. We're slightly taller than that building there as a tad. We're slightly taller than that building by a tad. We're just a little bit below the height of those trees, but I think this looks really nice. Yeah, I noticed earlier on, but I didn't mention anything. I didn't mention it because I did notice it. There we go. Look at that, guys. A snow watchtower. Looks quite cool, doesn't it? I quite like that. What should we call it? What should we call it? Captain Cold's lair. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Reminded me of your trip to Alabama. I have made a joke about that before. Not about you, but about Alabama. Because a guy in my stream is from Alabama and said something jokingly. Well, you're great at building. Thank you. I can do that. I can do that as well. To be honest, I could pick out quite a few countries. My geography is pretty good. Not the Alabama joke again. Yeah, I make that joke all the time just because of just how off the cuff it was and how pinpoint. Survival. This is all survival. It's every year at Christmas time I do something called Mindmas. Every year at Christmas time I do something called Mindmas where I give you 25 videos in 25 days. So today's episode I opted to do a live stream for it. So we've built us a watchtower. Bro, I feel so old. You're not even old. This will be my first Christmas spent with you on that. Yeah, you guys will love the content at Christmas time because I always do this, guys. Mindmas, 25 videos, 25 days. I've done it since 2019. I can legally marry Joe. You're going to be an adult in a few minutes. You can legally marry me. Yeah, but I don't intend to marry anybody. Trust me, I'm really old. I know you're not old though. Anyway, I quite like that watchtower. Oh, it looks quite cool, doesn't it? It looks quite cool. I love this time of year, guys. I love my Mindmas. Because of the social media ban. What's the social media ban? I doubt it. Yes. Swiss isn't that old. Oh, are you from Australia, WatchTheDick53? Are you from Australia? Yeah. I think David is older than you, Skatepunk. I think David is 7 years older than you are. I remember him saying something like 1990. Yeah. I think WatchTheDick53 from Australia. Yeah, Australia are banning everybody under the age of 16 from social media to try and curb like antisocial behaviour and things like that. Well, yeah, I don't think it'll affect your favourite YouTuber, Egg, but it's basically Australia are basically changing the laws so that everybody under the age of 16 will be banned from social media. Basically, they're doing it to curb like antisocial behaviour in youth and things like that, which kangaroos scare me, you know. Imagine being one of the first people to arrive in Australia. Imagine being the first people to arrive in Australia. You get off the boat and you get off the boat and you get off the boat and you see this massive, you know, you see massive, huge spiders. If I don't sign, I'm over 16. But if you're not over 16, it would be lying, you know, because I think they can investigate that. And if they find out you're lying, it's bad. Well, yeah, literally, imagine being one of the first people to get off the boat and find Australia. One of the first people to write it down. You step off the boats. You see huge spiders. So you think, oh, I'll be safer in the woods. You jump into the woods and you see a kangaroo, probably a kangaroo. You see a kangaroo flexing its muscles at you. You think, fucking hell, I'll be safer in the water. You get in the water, you run back to the beach, and the great big crocodile comes out of the water. I'm thinking, honestly, Australia would have felt like a land of dinosaurs. Komodo dragons, yeah, it would have felt like Australia would have felt like a land of dinosaurs. Hello, Polu. It would have felt like a land of dinosaurs because some of the animals there, it's like they reckon woolly mammoths. They reckon the last woolly mammoths didn't die out till 4,000 years ago. They were still alive when the pyramids were there. Because we've just gone and done that, guys. I want to do some else now, which I think we're going to do the same thing. I want to build another watchtower now. But I want to build it out of ice. Whoa, Swiss called you a fat bear. Well, I am fat, guys. Well, actually, no. Actually, I've lost a pound. I'm not fat, guys. I've lost a pound. So technically, because I've lost a pound, I've actually gone into the stone category underneath. I'm joking. Where did the pound go? Technically, I've lost a pound, so technically I'm no longer 15 stone. Technically, I'm no longer 15 stone. I'm technically 14 stone 13. Which is kind of funny. But technically it is. Technically it is true, guys. Technically losing a pound means I'm no longer 15 stone. I'm technically 14 13. Good. I'm technically 14 stone 13 then. Good. We've lost a pound. Good. But I expect I'll probably put on an extra 15 at Christmas time, because those Christmas crackers and Christmas chocolates have got my name on them. America, I lost a pound. UK, I lost a pound. Yeah. Joe, is Christmas big in the UK? Well, Christmas is probably bigger in the UK than it is in America, because we've had it longer. Christmas in the UK has been around for centuries. We had Christmas trees were brought over by the prince. Christmas trees was brought over by the prince, by Queen Victoria's husband, Prince Albert. Let's have a look. Where did Christmas originate? Obviously, Christmas originated in Rome in the 4th century, which formally celebrated the birth of Jesus. Christmas celebrations in the UK started in 597. So, out of a bit of history, guys, we've had Christmas for almost 1500 years. We've had Christmas for the first we started celebrating Christmas in 597. So, as you can imagine, 597 is a long, long time ago. 597, so the Christmas celebration, Skatepunk. Christmas celebrations in the UK have been going on for 1,200 years before the United States got independence. In fact, the United States... What is now the continent of the Americas, what is now North and South America, wasn't discovered for nearly 1,000 years. You don't celebrate Christmas. Not everyone does. I mean, because other religions don't celebrate it. But yeah, so I love Christmas. I think Christmas is just, everyone loves Christmas. My ancestors created. Technically they're my ancestors too. ROA. Technically my ancestors created it as well, because what is the British people descend from the Romans too. Technically English people descend from the Romans too. I don't prefer Halloween, but I think I don't prefer Halloween because, guys, I think Halloween's become too Americanized and it's gone away from it's gone away from what it was. Halloween was about warding off spirits, so you would dress up, but America's turned it into more of a food festival, where you go out and eat sweets. You just got out of the kid age. Well, you're still a kid, Washington 53. You're still a kid until you're 16. You're still a child until you're 18. Halloween is bad because it mocks religion. Halloween doesn't mock religion. Halloween is religious. Halloween started as a pagan holiday to... Halloween doesn't mock religion. Halloween is pagan. Halloween was pagan. It started as a way... It was a celebration to... Halloween was a celebration of the harvest. Yeah, Halloween started out as a way to celebrate the harvest. So Halloween is not American. Halloween is British Irish. It's basically Celtic. It started in Ireland. It started in Celtic tribes, so basically it's something that survived the Roman conquest of Britain 2,000 years ago. Madrid is playing, yeah, Everton played last night, and they played, well, I thought they played horrible in the first half, but they somehow just edged past Bournemouth 1-0. I still think Tiana Barry needs that goal. Everyone's like he's shit, he just needs a goal. Goes against religious... It doesn't go against religious values. It doesn't go against any religious values. It's a different type of religion, skatepunk. Swiss Rat. Sorry. You both start with S. Sorry. Hello, Beavers. Welcome to the stream. They both start with... It's just a different type of religion. It's... Yeah, it's a different type of religion. It's like... Nah, Beavers is British. Parts of Australia don't celebrate. Yeah, well, not everyone does. It's the same as it's the same as the UK has fire at night, which we use to celebrate other stuff. I think he's just having a guess. I think he's just having a guess. Bonfire night, yeah. We need more fireworks on bonfire night. We need an absolute. Bonfire night needs to be as many. Bonfire night needs to be as many fireworks as possible. Let's might as well go out with a bang. People moan about fireworks now. Oh, it scares animals. So we've done them for 1,000 years. That might be me being cynical, guys, but part of me sometimes is like, people just try and find a way to moan about something. So I'm gonna go over here, and I inadvertently, when I was making this video should come out tomorrow. When I was making this, I inadvertently had to flatten the hill down here. So I think it'd be nice if we could make something right here. Any torches here? Is there any torches across here? I think... Here we go. There we go, let's go. This was so big, I'll never see it all. Well, I've just brought out a realm for it. I've just brought out a realm for channel members on it. I've just brought out a realm for channel members on it. And it's the whole world. It's absolutely everything on it. Joe, do you smell like a bonfire? Believe it or not, I do not. Because I haven't had a bonfire. Oh. No brolly today. Yeah, I've just brought out a realm, everybody, for this world. It's in my membership. It's in the join section. It's called the Premier League tier, and it gives you access to a realm with this whole world. So you guys can visit absolutely everywhere. The only place you can't visit, guys, is what I'm building right now, because I made the realm before this. Maybe in a few months I will reset the. Maybe in a few months I'll reset the realm, and then I'll add some of the extra builds in. But there we go. So I'm sliding off now. I need to go and find a bed. It's night time. So luckily for us, please no, please my build. Yes, that's partially why I wasn't considering it. Have a wonderful day, Swiss Rats. Thank you for watching the stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Right, let's go. It's nighttime now. It's daytime now. So this is going to be a hard build because we are. I think we are going to have to this time, unlike what we did in the last time. We used ice. We're now going to use snow. So these builds here, they're going to be total opposites. Let's put some ice here a minute, because that's going to be a roof there. There we go. So ice here, like this. Perfect, perfect. So when we have this, that means we've got to do that. Have that there. Could you just not make the new builds on the realm? I could, but it depends on if I've got. Depends if this flattened area is there on the realm. So here we go. So where? Okay, I've made a mistake there. Then we need to quickly just put this in a second. I'm just going to mute myself for 2 seconds. Have I heard of Nick Fuentes? I have heard of him, Skatepunk. I have heard of him because on there was an episode of you guys would have heard of Louis Theroux, the British documentarian, the British documentary filmmaker. Have you guys heard of him? Brilliant documentarian, one of the best. He is the best documentarian the UK has, in my opinion. Hello Eagson, welcome to the stream. Have you guys heard of Louis Theroux, guys? Have you guys heard of him? I don't know. I don't know if I'm still muted actually. No, I'm not. He's probably the best documentaire in the UK. He's one of my favourite documentary filmmakers, and he goes out to places like America and interviews people, like bizarre people. So he met Jimmy Savile in 2000. He met Jimmy Savile in like 2000 or something. In like 2000, he interviewed Jimmy Savile, and he interviewed him. He started out on the BBC by doing something called Louis' Weird Weekends, when he'd go and investigate a different subculture each week. really good documentary filmmaker. But he interviewed Nick Fuentes back in 2023, and let's just say a couple of him and a couple of his guys don't bode well in that documentary, because they absolutely lose it with Louis Theroux for asking them challenging questions. He asks them a question about some of their comments, because one of them did a salute. One of the guys in that documentary did the guys he knows did a salute. Nick Fuentes News did a German salute, and Louis Theroux asked him about it and said, well, he went, that's just a wave, and he said, well, it doesn't look like a wave, and the guy loses it to him and forces him out his house. But it's an interesting documentary. The guy goes ballistic at him. And then he watched his live stream. Oh, I know he's watching this live stream because this other guy that he was interviewing would stream. And halfway through the stream, he goes, Lou, if you're watching this, fuck you. My country is better than yours, fuck you. And I find that really interesting. I found that bit really interesting. Yeah. The documentary is really interesting, but they don't come across him and a couple of the other people that he's friends with. They don't come across well in the documentary. Some of their views that they express to Louis Theroux is really some of them are very, very harsh. Where do I go next? I don't even know what that is. But yeah, I have heard of him, Skatepunk. I have heard of him. Only because of Louis Theroux doing a documentary with him called... only because he was in Louis Theroux's documentary Forbidden America. Or was it Hidden America? I think it was Forbidden. He went to America and did a documentary about what had happened after the January 6th, and he talks to a lot of people that think the election was stolen, and it's a really interesting thing. It's a really interesting documentary, actually, because all these people that he's interviewing are saying it was stolen, but then he asks every single one of them, "Can you give me proof?" And they can't give him proof. And it's a really interesting documentary. But I love his work, guys. I love his work. A lot of his work where he goes to a lot of places in America. He goes to everywhere. But I really like some of his work that he's done in America. Like, if I ever want to watch a documentary, I will watch a Louis Theroux documentary, because his documentaries are really, really detailed. But another good documentarian is Nick Broomfield, but I don't like his work as much, because Nick Broomfield, I was just wondering if me liking him is an issue. I mean, it's not whether you like someone. I mean, the thing is, though, if you like someone, you necessarily don't express the same opinion of him. What I do find interesting about that Nick Fuentes, though, guys, is in the documentary, he's praising Trump, and then after the US election, he stopped praising him because he thought it was a cult. Because what was it? People jumping in garbage bins. What was it? People jumping in garbage bins after Biden said Trump supporters are garbage. And I think that Nick Fuentes said something similar to that. He went, "That's the first time we looked at it as just Trump as a cult." Because no other US politician, nobody else would jump into garbage bins. But I'm like, well, he would jump into a garbage bin anyway. You don't know what's at the bottom, especially bins in the UK. You might jump in and there's a heroin needle at the bottom, which is now just, yeah, interesting. Do I remember you? Of course I remember you. It's like when you like someone, though, Skatepunk, if you get what I mean. I've been banned. It's not about whether you like someone. It's where it's not about whether you like someone. So I don't care. I don't care what other people like. If you get what I mean. I don't care what other people like. It's the only problem that people should have with it is whether you absolutely believe them outright. That's the thing. It's like you can like someone, for example. Oh shit. Oh no, I haven't got it wrong. It's not whether you like someone who's like controversial and things like that. It's whether you believe absolutely everything. It's whether you believe absolutely everything they're saying without sort of questioning it. That's where people look down on it. If you get what I mean. It's hello Tyrese, welcome to the stream. It's whether you if you get what I mean. It's not. I have no care what other people support. I have absolutely no care in the world what other people support. I only care about things like that when if you don't look at what they're actually saying is let me think of the right word for that. I don't care about it. I don't care about it. But the only point where that ever becomes bad is where they say something controversial, really controversial, and you look past it. Oh bollocks! It's like what's the? Do you get what I mean? Do you guys get what I mean? I don't care what other people. I don't care what other people like. I'm not gonna ban someone because I'm not gonna ban someone because they like something controversial. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to ban someone because I'm not going to ban someone. How can you be banned for expressing that you like someone? That's the that's. What if I said I agreed with him? But it's what you agree on. It's what you say you agree on. If you get what I mean. 'Cause in some cases, it could be the right thing, but there are some people nowadays that it's blind loyalty. Like for example, there are some people that are generally blind loyal, if you get what I mean, and don't question. If you get what I mean, like for example, the example I'm going to think of is like the US election, for example, a few years ago. Like the US election a few years ago, when they said that the election was stolen. There is actually no proof it was stolen, but people still say it was stolen. If you get what I mean, that's sort of what I was referring to, where people believe something even if it's not 100% true because someone said it. I'm just going to turn the light on, guys, because it's pitch black. I mean, called a racist. Yeah, but that's not racism. Believing with someone that has harsh opinions is not racism per se. It's only racism if it's generally something racist. Like, you know, you don't think black people should enter the United States. And things like that. That's what they that's what I think of when it comes to that. But there are some politicians, like every politician says good and bad things. But it's only bad if you support them, if you turn a blind eye to the fact they've said something Very outrageous, something like that, if you get what I mean. Have I got a problem with black people? No. Why would I have a problem with black people? Which I don't. But as I was saying, there is cases of example where people just believe what they see. Have I got a problem with mixed? No. But that was an example of where sometimes people don't look at what they're saying, don't look at what. I think this has gone too high now. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. But yeah, you can't be called racist, Skatepunk, for agreeing with someone's comments. It's only, you can't be called racist for agreeing. Yeah, if you guys get what I mean, you can't be called racist for agreeing with someone's comments. You can only be called racist, for example, if you go and spread it in the streets. Well, in some countries that's true. In some countries that's true. I read a comment a few years ago. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care who you guys support politically. That'd be an interesting one. Spain, they hate anything other. Well, that is there are countries like that. There are countries like that, though. Like, not every country has got the same sort of. So, for example, racism in the UK is very harshly dealt with. But that's not the same in every country. There we go, look at that. What do you guys think? I've made another watchtower, guys. But we've made it out of ice. Yeah, racism will never end, but you've got to decide what's racist sometimes, though, as well. Sometimes you have got to make decisions about what is actually racist. Because, for example, I've got a friend in my court. I've got a friend of mine was working somewhere. And a guy who walked up to him and said, "Oh, look what I put in your bag." And my friend went, "Well, it's not a bomb, is it? It's not a bomb, is it?" But the guy was going, "Oh, what do you think? Look what I put in your bag. Look what I put in your bag. Look what I put in your bag." And my friend said, "It's not a bomb, is it?" And the guy went, "Oh, you're just saying that because I'm Indian." But my friend would have said that to anyone. But why are you, like, you're at work. Why are you putting things in other people's bags? Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look cool? Because of the ice and the steps, that looks really cool, doesn't it? Joe, build a lighthouse. Already got one. We have already got one, but thank you for suggesting that. Yeah, what I meant about Nick Fuentes, Skatepunk, is like it's not really him that bodes well. It's he in the Louis Theroux's documentary. It's some of the people that are associated with him that are portrayed as bad people, because the way they speak to Louis Theroux, they try and talk down to him, and it's a really interesting documentary. It's a really good documentary, actually. Louis Theroux's documentaries, guys, are really interesting because there's another guy. There's another documentarian called Nick Broomfield. So Nick Broomfield goes to other places across the world, and he would interview people. So he interviewed he interviewed many people, and he annoys them intentionally to get a reaction out of them, whereas Louis Theroux just lets them talk and shows that they're not very nice people. And there's one he did. I can't think. There was one he did like 20 odd years ago. And he's talking to someone that's the leader of like a Nazi style party in the United States. And the guy's talking to him like he's a normal person. And because he's talking to him friendly, he gets more out of them. Some of his documentaries, though, some of the people he talks to. He did one about kids on medication, and he went to the United States, and you know this he talked to family. He spoke to families that basically all their kids were medicated and things like that. And one of the oldest kids that he interviewed said something along the lines of, "I stopped taking it because I felt worse taking it." And it's really interesting. But yeah, he felt worse. He felt worse taking it than when he wasn't taking it. It's a really interesting documentary. Literally, guys, if you have... I know you have BBC America, it'll probably be on there, but his documentaries are really, really interesting. He did one with, what's his name? Tiger King. Do you guys remember Tiger King, the Joe Exotic TV series? He did an interview with him over a decade before. And... That took off in like 2020. It was about him and Carol Baskin. But ironically, Louis Theroux did a documentary. I have no idea. What's the name of the black and white cat on the bridge? Oh, you talking about my game? I don't think they got a name. They teleported out of their house. They teleported out of their house and onto was it this bridge? I don't know. I think they got a name. Name them more away. I think I called them something like Kitty or something like that. I can't remember though. I think they teleported out. I'm just thinking of what we could build now. Yeah, there's a documentary about a lion in Afghanistan. There's a lion in Afghanistan. It survived the Soviet. It survived the Soviet invasion. It survived the Civil War. Who was the number one fan? Well, ROA's the number one in the live stream, but I don't really click who the number one fan is because. I don't really click the number one fan. Pay attention to the number one fan is because you're all number ones. So we've got 2 watchtowers now. We've got 2 watchtowers. We've got an ice one and a snow one. It was ROA. Now it's you. Interesting. You're the best viewer ever. If you say so. What have you got? I like our watchtowers, guys. What do you think? We've got our ice one. I really like the ice one. But yeah, Louis Theroux's documentary, guys. Really good work. That's my favourite one. He did one called... Oh, what was it? When I said about Louis Theroux's documentaries, he went to America at one point and he did a documentary called Louis meets America's most hated family, and it's about a family that run their own family church, and well, they basically hate everyone. They basically hate every single person in the world. They hate absolutely... Basically, they hate everything that can breathe. Which is quite an interesting documentary. It's a really good documentary, actually, guys. But they hate absolutely... In a context, they hate absolutely everything that can breathe. And when he's talking to them, it's really interesting. When he's talking to them, they are absolutely 100% believe absolute everything they're saying. This is the other snow globe, guys. This is the other snow globe. Oh, can you see the house through there? Oh no, you can't. But that would have been cool. Where's the door? Here. This was the first snow globe idea. Before we built the cooler one. This was practice. Could get rid of all these trees up here and turn this into part of the snow area. Don't know though. Don't know. Thank you to the people who subscribed. We're aiming to hit 8k by my birthday. Right. Oh, it's suddenly gone quite cold, guys. It's actually gone really cold. Who's in the stream right now, guys? I mean, I care about every viewer on the live stream. I care about every viewer on the live stream. I'm just going to put a jumper on, guys, because I am freezing. Honestly. Ooh. It is cold. Oh god. 233 of you have watched this stream. Yeah, I'm going to go and do this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go and do this. Sorry, I was thinking about what should we build now, guys? We've built a couple of builds. What should we build now? We should build some more Christmassy style builds. So what do you think we should build now? I've still got some snow on me. I still want to build some Christmas style builds. So I've got some snow on me. What should we build? Santa Claus. Do you mean Father? Well, yeah. Actually, do Australia call him Santa Claus? Do Australia call him Santa Claus? Because they're a former British colony, I thought they would have called him Father Christmas like the UK do. I would have thought... that's interesting. I thought America would have called him Father Christmas because that's what the UK's called him for centuries. Interesting. Santa Claus is just an odd name. Santa Claus only comes from basically in America. In America, Saint Nicholas in Santa. Well, we say Santa Claus and Father Christmas in the UK, but Santa Claus comes from Saint Nicholas in Saint Nicholas in Dutch is Sinterklaas. Is Sint and then near Klaus. So it sounds like Sinter Niklaus. So but yeah, Father Christmas is yeah, we call him Father Christmas. You did it, bro. Thank you. Yeah. We did it. We're aiming to hit 8k by the end of... I was going to build an igloo, but I just realised we got some here. Right. Yeah. I don't know what to build. We're not going to build Santa Claus right now because there's I don't have the blocks to build that. I do have though. Well, I don't care though. There's I don't care. Like there's people in the UK. There's people in the UK that are controversial that I agree with some points. Yeah, stop. But if you agree with some, it's a respective. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like I don't care. And you're smart for that. Yeah, it's just opinions. Yeah, it's not as if you've turned around and agree with absolutely everything someone says to the point that you're blindly loyal. There are people that are like that generally think. There are people that generally are like that think. There are people in the world though that generally are like that, where basically they think that everyone's out, that people's word is law. But if you express an opinion, like who cares? I don't care. Yeah, Tyrese, he's not actually serious. Egg's joking. Egg is never serious. But yeah, I don't care whatever. I don't care what. I don't care who anyone supports. Like take me for example. I regret my vote in the last year's general election, and I've regretted it for over a year. I regret voting. I regret my vote in last year's UK general election. And I wish I'd voted and I wish I'd voted. I wish I'd voted differently, but I was just so pissed off with all the other political parties. But yeah, I actually regret my vote for last year's general election. Like I'm actually. Obviously, it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah. But Slavic countries are white though. Slavic countries are white though because that's Slavic nations are like Serbia, Russia, and things like that. But I said though, You got to think though, Swiss Rex. He is American, so you know American people don't exactly know every single thing about Europe. They just know it's called Europe. That's because they come from Northern Europe. They're more white than Southern Europe. Yeah, but Europe was white, but do you know why Southern Europe's different? Do you know why Southern Europe's different, Swiss Rex? Because of the Ottoman Empire. What became the Ottoman Empire? What became the Ottoman Empire, which invaded Europe? The Ottoman Empire initially came from somewhere else. Yeah, well, not that. The Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman. Hello, Arian. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, well, Turkey is not what we call Turkey. Turkish people aren't historically from Turkey. They were initially from somewhere else, I think. Yeah, here it is. Turkish come from Central Asian ancestors because the modern day Turkey was part of the Roman Empire, but then the Ottomans defeated the Byzantine Empire, and then they were streaming into Europe, which is exactly the line in Bram Stoker's Dracula. 1462, Constantinople had fallen and Muslim Turks were now streaming into Europe. That's the line, because that's when Constantinople, the last bastion of the Roman Empire, had fallen. But yeah, so it's the history is interesting, but the way I see it though is a lot of American people won't know that history, because you're not going to be told every history of Europe. Americans aren't going to be told every single thing about Europe. Like, for example, Donald Trump was mind blown the other year because he found out the UK had nuclear weapons. He thought only America and Russia had nuclear weapons. Yeah. Yeah. Which most of them were from Europe. I think a lot of people of that religion were from Europe. I think 90% were from Poland before 90% were from Poland at the start of the year. Well, yeah, history. The problem is history's got to be told properly. If you get what I mean, history's got to be told properly. For example, as well, like right, but guys, do you want to know something really bad? Do you guys want to know some really bad history about the United States? What they did to the UK in 1940? Do you want to know something? So, the UK, the British government gave the American government uranium so they could make the atom bomb, and it was under the guise of, as soon as America got to the atom bomb, they would make Great Britain them too, and they would give Great Britain atom bombs too. So the UK and America were sharing the knowledge between them. But as soon as America got to it, but he's wrong. You never hear someone call a Japanese person white. I'm a bit confused by that, Skate Punk, because I don't think you have. You've mentioned you didn't call a Japanese person. But Japan, in a religious context, Japan has no religion. All of our religions, all of the religions that we have, they never really took off in Japan. So I was a bit confused where Japan came into it. Well, it actually, Swiss Rex is right there. It depends, because all the religions actually came from the Middle East. All the religions initially came from the Middle East. Yeah, all the religions came from the Middle East. Yeah, all the religions came from. Yeah, a lot of the religions came from the Middle East, I think. Well, bar a couple of them. But yeah, Elon Musk is an interesting person. Absolutely hates the British government. Oh, I didn't like his comment. I didn't like his comment the other day, though. I didn't like his comment the other day, though, Elon Musk, when he went on to Joe Rogan's podcast, and he called people from my part of the UK hobbits. Which I didn't like that. Basically, he was saying that people from my area, he was basically saying people from like southwest England who live in the countryside are hobbits, because they only care about what happens around them. So I didn't like his comment. But that's because Europe is much smaller, Swiss Rex. Europe is much smaller. Sorry to hear that. Well, no, it's not sad. I just found his comment a bit thing. He was basically saying about why Britain's the way it is. He was basically saying the people in Europe's much smaller. You know, there's 50 countries in Europe, but you know, for example, London to Paris is 400. London to Paris, like here, London to Paris is probably the distance. What's the difference between New York and Boston, guys? What's the difference between New York and Boston? Because I know they're close. Are they close? Four hours by car, okay. No, I mean, what is the distance? So London to Paris is 214 miles. So from the capital of the UK to the capital of France is only 200 miles. From London to Paris, there's only 200 miles as the crow flies. So New York to Boston, 216 miles. It's actually London to Paris is actually 2 miles. Sorry, what's happened in the live chat? I wasn't paying attention. I had seen the bit. There isn't a difference. Great Britain is the UK. Great Britain, they got into a fight. Oh no, I saw the I saw the comments. It didn't look like a fight to me. It didn't look like a fight to me. My comment to that would be, guys, right, so to the two people that were arguing, my comment would be, you're both 19 years old, grow up. That would be my comment. No offense, guys, but that was quite childish. Trust me, the way I was raised was to end the fight. Yeah. I can't believe how racist the USA was to people. But every country was sort of. Every country was sort of racist back in the day, though. No, yeah, but they didn't really know about that time thing. But the founding fathers, though, skate punk, they were alive in a time. They were alive in a time when slavery was still different, when slavery was prevalent. It was mostly English people, but yeah. But you got to think that the world's moved on, if you get what I mean. So like, it's one thing I find multiculturalism works. What is the UK empire called? We don't have an empire anymore. We dissolved it. The British Empire. The British Empire don't exist anymore. But yeah, the founding fathers wouldn't have intended for diversity but you are a nation of immigrants though, because a lot of Dutch people, a lot of German people went to live there. So America is a nation of immigrants, technically. America technically well, no, they are considered Star Wars. I love James Gunn though, Pixel King. Guardians of the Galaxy is are great films, but you wouldn't have Guardians of the Galaxy without Star Wars. All these science fiction films you have now, they wouldn't exist without Star Wars, because Star Wars didn't just create the film. They only wanted Anglo-Saxon. Well, they didn't want Anglo-Saxons, because Anglo-Saxons had died out. Anglo-Saxons died out 1,000 years ago. The Anglo-Saxons died out when the Normans invaded. And actually, that is true. You don't mess with a Geordie. That is true. You don't mess with a Geordie. I love Star Wars. Oh. What was I going to say, guys? Yeah. Star Wars is a great film. Like, I love Star Wars. Yeah, but what I was going to say, you wouldn't have Guardians of the Galaxy or any of those films without Star Wars. Because Star Wars didn't just do the film. Wait, you hit 7.5k. Yeah, we hit it. We hit it on Sunday. Lost it, but we hit it today. Thank you. The new aim is to hit 8k by my birthday. My birthday's in 24 days, guys. We're aiming to hit it by my birthday. But yeah, with Star Wars, for example, you wouldn't have Star Wars without we wouldn't have these films without stars, because Star Wars didn't just make the film. They invented all the stuff. Like a lot of CGI stuff came from Star Wars. Green screen, things like green screen and CGI came from Star Wars. Like Pixar, for example. Pixar initially was a subsidiary of Lucasfilm. Do you know what piece of history I found interesting? Yeah. Do I like Sonic? Well, I like the game Mario. I liked the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games things. I haven't watched the film. I don't think he looked for a fight though. I see in this comment here. I don't think he looked for a fight. I think it more started from your comments, Tyrese, when you said like nobody cares, and then I think it started from that. Well, that's the same with every country, though. That's the same with every country. Well, not every country, but that's the same with the UK. That's the same with the UK. I think they made up... I think 0.1%. I think that is true, Skatepunk. I think it was the same with the UK from... I think it was the UK. But actually, that might not necessarily be true, actually, Skatepunk. It's just popped into my head. I don't think that would have been 100% true, so I don't think not everyone would have been on the registry at the time. I don't know whether that's 100% true, because obviously back in them days, they wouldn't, like Native Americans, for example, wouldn't have been on the list. Native Americans wouldn't have been considered as people, so they wouldn't have been on the list. It'd be interesting to know how much, what it would have been if Native Americans were included. Maybe we create a chat in the Discord server just called political chat, and everyone can put their opinions in it. I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna do that. Who cares? I certainly don't. So I'm gonna create something called political chat in the Discord server. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Why not? How'd you? Political chats. Caution. No wet wipes. There you go. Political chat. Caution. No wet wipes. There we go. I've put caution. No wet wipes, guys. So if you don't like an opinion in there, like you can't turn around and complain. So you see other people's opinions on their on your own thing. So there we go. That's now in the Discord server. Political chat, caution, no wet wipes. That's But equal protections is vital though. Everyone should feel protected. Everyone should feel protected. It's an interesting one. Oh, tell you what, guys. Oh, you just refreshed my mind. You just refreshed my mind on something. I've got something here, guys, that you guys will find interesting. I've got a £2 coin here that says something. Is that no? That's I've got a £2 coin here that says something that you guys will find interesting. I've got a £2. Britain bring out £2 coins every year, and sometimes I've got a coin here that says 1807. This is when Britain abolished slavery across the British. This is when Britain. It says on this £2 coin from a few. This £2 coin came out in. This £2 coin came out in. I don't know. An act for the abolition of the slave trade. So this came out in 2007. So it was 200 years. In 218 years ago, the UK tried to abolish slavery everywhere. They tried to abolish slavery everywhere. In 1807, they tried to absolutely. It's the same as. Yeah, the UK tried to abolish slavery everywhere in 1807. It didn't work. It didn't work. But they tried to get America to end it for 40 years. Which is such an interesting bit of history. America say that they ended it, but what they don't say is that Britain applied pressure on them to do it for decades. It just couldn't convince them. Thank you to the people who subscribe. That's really kind of you. But yeah. Joe, note down, look under the chin. What? Look under my chin? Fortunately, I can't look under my chin because my beard covers it. That is true. Yes, that's right. We had a bug right in the late 1770s. Yeah, that was because Great Britain in 1807 were trying to stop all the slave ships. So all the slave ships going around all across the Atlantic, Great Britain decided that they would try and stop every single one. And there is a bit of history that's, yeah, they applied pressure on the United States for decades to try and convince them to end it. In fact, Saudi Arabia didn't... about the coin, not his chin. Yes, I got some rare coins, guys. I got some rare coins. I've got one here, which is 100 years older. Anyone here born in 2007? Is there anyone here born in 2007? Is there anyone here born in the 1990s? Have we got anyone here born in like 93, 94, 95? Yeah, we got anyone here? I was born 2014. Jesus. Have we got anyone here born in the 90s, guys? Because this coin here in my hand is from 1893, so it's 100 years older than anyone born in the 90s. This coin, I've got this 1 penny. I've got this 1 penny here. It's got a trident on it. It's a British coin. It's a British 1 pence coin, and it's got Queen Victoria on the back. And it's from 1893. So, if there's anyone here born, well, after if there's anyone on the stream born after 1993. Then it's 100 years older than everyone. Total ZGA, I've seen you on the streams before. This is not a server. This is my Legacy Console Edition world. If you don't play Legacy Console Edition, you won't be able to play. Yeah, I've got a coin, guys, from 1907, so it's 100. Did you give that back? We were forced to give that back. The British Prime Minister gave that back in 1947. So basically, Queen Victoria was the Empress of India from the Empress or the Emperor of India was a title from 1877 to 1947 when it was given back, when it was given independence. But Great Britain made a huge mistake there. They basically created an Islamic. They created a state for Muslims, a state for Hindus, and a state for Sikhs, and it ended up with a huge religious war. Oh, there's a film on that. Yes, there's a film like that. Yeah, they hired an Indian man, but was hired to bring food over from India, and he became a personal friend. He became a personal friend of hers. Because Queen Victoria, before she died... Yeah, Queen Victoria, before she died, she wore black. Queen Victoria wore black for 100 years. Queen Victoria wore black for 100 years. No, Queen Victoria wore black for like 40 years. Because her husband dropped down. Her husband died. And she never got over it. Queen Victoria wore black for the rest of her life. She wore black for 40 years. Yeah, Queen Victoria wore black for 40 years. Prince Albert, 1819 to 1861. He was only 42 when he died. Yeah, Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria wore black for the rest of her life after the death of her husband. Her prolonged mourning was an unprecedented public display of devotion and grief that obviously it set a new standard for. It set a new standard, which is why we wear black. You know, if you're in mourning, you wear black. You know, everybody. You know, when you're in mourning, you wear like a black outfit. Like, you know, that started with Queen Victoria. She wore a black dress for the next 40 years, because she wore a black dress for the next 40 years because of her mourning. What's my favourite ice cream? Salted caramel. But yeah, the history is incredible. Yeah, but the history started before the donuts. I actually really like those two towers that we've made today. Yeah, it's not the first time I've talked history. And it definitely won't be the last. Thank you to the people who subscribed, by the way, as it stands. I'm the one usually entertaining the history. You start... Well, I wouldn't have put that, Swiss Rex, after Arians just commented that. That's an excellent suggestion, Tyrese. I like that. That's horrible timing. Yeah, Arian's time in there was horrible. He puts that. Yeah, Arian commented that. I just got banned from a chat on Twitch. What for? Out of curiosity, what for? Make the Eye of Sauron. Oh. You guys have played into my love of Lord of the Rings. Actually, guys, I have made the Eye of Sauron, really. This house, I inadvertently made something that's Sauron. I've always wanted the Lego set of the Eye of Sauron, but it's just... Lego's just gone up. Lego's just now gone off the chart. Yeah, that is how you spell it. The Eye of Sauron. The Eye of Sauron. Sauron. I love Lord of the Rings, guys. Such a good book. I love the book and the film. Here we go. Here's the Eye of Sauron, guys. It looks like it, doesn't it? Inadvertently. Joe, build a hobbit house. I have built one. This looks like the Eye of Sauron. Should we go to the hobbit house? All we got to do is follow this lovely little path set out for us like this. Looks like a donut. Right, we're going to go this way then. Do 309 of you have watched this stream, guys. 309 of you. Let's go. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? That is true, though. Here's the Hobbit house. Here's the Hobbit house. What do you think? Oh, hello, Odious. Welcome to. I don't even know what that means. I don't understand, guys, like the need to absolutely abbreviate everything nowadays. So that might be just my opinion, though. I don't see the need to abbreviate absolutely everything. Yeah, hello, Odious. Welcome to the stream. Does a 6-sided piston exist in Minecraft? No, pistons only have one side. Oh, does it? Yeah, I don't see the need to abbreviate that, though. All you've done is taken the A. All you've done is taken the A out. I thought it was like gung or something. Thank you to the person who's just subscribed. That's really kind of you. Why do we say didn't? What? Didn't is did not. But why would you abbreviate the word gang? Like you're only taking one word out. With that, you're taking a whole letter out. It's one letter. I don't get. Did not, you're taking out not. Wouldn't, you're taking out. Wouldn't, you're taking out would not. You're taking out the not. I have no idea, Odious. I don't know. Didn't is missing the space. What, a letter's only a letter? It's not missing out a letter. It's missing out a word. Because if you spelt didn't properly, it's did not. It's not didn't. It's did not. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Life been hard, bro. Person was thanks for asking though. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad. Happy thoughts. I mean that kind of works, yeah. Oh, my foot. Oh god. Why can't I start? There we go. But it's almost Christmas time, guys. It's the season of the heart and the season of the joy. Oh god. Just think potatoes. Just think it's the season of the heart and the season of the joy. Guys, it's almost 2026. It's almost 2026. It's almost 2026. I know, right? Yeah. 2026, guys. I've got some great plans at the moment for this YouTube channel in 2026. I want to shoot more short films next year. I want to shoot something fun. I want to shoot like a horror. I want to shoot like a horror film for Halloween. And I want it to generally be one of the best things I've ever shot. I mean, I know what a gyroscope is, and that's spelt similar. And that's where you have full range over everything. So it moves around. Yeah, in the UK we just call it a wrap. We would just call it a wrap. In the UK we just call it a wrap. That's what we call it. I had a ham and cheese toasted wrap a couple of days ago. It was delicious. I had a ham and cheese toasted wrap a couple of days ago. It was absolutely delicious. Makes me want a toasty. Perhaps I'll have one for dinner. I hope we're the best next year. Same here. I hope you're all the best next. I hope you're all the best next year. I want to tell you to keep going and being yourselves. Thank you for being a part of my year. Couldn't have asked for any better. I truly love you all. Aw, thank you. Yeah, but I could say something similar to everyone on here. 12 months ago. So 12 months ago, this YouTube channel was it was struggling. I was 12 months ago, this channel was struggling. He became a therapist. I'm not no, I've become everyone else's therapist. No one's become my therapist. No one's become my therapist, Arian. I've become a therapist for everyone else. I talked someone out of suicide on the stream a couple of months ago, and I got told that I'd make a great therapist by that person. And I think I did a good job. Well, I think I did a good job. That was a long stream, but that was a long stream, but that stream stayed longer because in the lives from David become one. He might have been a therapist to someone else, but I am not. I don't need a therapist, guys. I don't need a therapist, guys, because I don't know what you said. I said I became a I said I basically became a therapist in stream. Apparently I'm a therapist. Apparently I'd make a good therapist. You got to treat people. I mean, if someone's down, you give them a rise. If you get what I mean. Would you adopt a pet? Maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't. It's not about adopting a pet. It's not about adopting a pet, Tyrese. It's about whether you can afford it, because you generally have people in the world that adopt pets that they can't afford. Yeah, and like exactly what I may be 19, but yeah. You can't adopt someone that's 19, Egg, because you're over the age of 18. Like, you could live independently if you wanted to. You could live independently if you wanted to, like, but yeah. Tell you what I had, guys, last night, guys. I had crackers and cheese last night. I was bored last night. It was around 11 o'clock, so I took a cheese board upstairs and I watched a film whilst eating crackers and cheese at the same time. Man was fat. What do I think of anime? I hate it. I think the animation's awful. I think the acting, the style, and everything about it's awful. And I would rather it not aired on British TV. I would rather British stuff be aired on British TV. I would rather young British filmmakers be offered chances to get their stuff shown on TV, rather than imported stuff from Japan and other places like that. But that's just my opinion. I think British TV should be 75% British shot. That's because. I think that's because. I think Swiss Rex. I think it's because it's become too popular, and now they used to just have to They used to have to factor. They used to have to. They used to have to just factor in. They used to have to write it just for a Japanese audience. Now they've got to write it for they got to write it for a huge worldwide audience now. They've got to write it for a whole worldwide audience now, so they can't. They've got to obviously do less shit than they would do. Obviously, Japan is a very weird culture. Like Japan faced things of racism a few years ago for an advert. Japan did a cleaning advert where Japan did a really racist cleaning advert a few years ago. Japan did it. Japanese film, the TV company. Yeah, we all knew that. We all knew that, YouTuber Hubu. We all knew that you weren't going to go to the army, because there was no way that you'd go to the army. We knew that you weren't going to go to the army because some of the things that you said. So, does that mean you're not going to the army then, YouTuber Hubu? Does that mean you're not going to the army? This is the YouTuber Hubu. YouTuber Hubu is the Armenian guy who was in my Discord server. he was telling us that yes, in Kieran, Greece, when men turn. It means I'm not going to the army, and soon I will get something. Soon I'll get something. Armenian army. Yeah. But there are people that are turned down from military service for things, and I think with you, I think it's generally because. Yeah, I think I know why you haven't gone. I know why you haven't gone to the army. What do you call a Mexican toe? I have no idea. Yeah, I know why. I think I know too. Yeah. There are people who mentally you cannot serve in the army. There are people who mentally cannot serve in the army. There are people that are mentally cannot serve. So when you've been saying stories in my Discord server or the other Discord server, when you were saying about some of the comments, I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to be in the army. Yeah, there's people in the army that physically can't go because there's people that generally can't go to the army. Basically, people who can't live independently can't go to the army. Oh my god, my eyes. Sorry, my ear. There was something in my ear. You said, oh my god. I said, oh my god, yes, because that's a saying in the UK. Oh my god's a saying when things go wrong in the UK, so I just had a pain in my ear. I just had a electric shock in my ear. Guys, I electrocuted myself yesterday. I electrocuted myself yesterday, guys. I put my hand on the radiator to see if it was warming up, and I got a static shock from the radiator. Bzz. So you respawned, or did you have a totem? I haven't died. I just moved places. I'm just trying to find a bed. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true, but YouTuber Hubu, you'll never. A lot of people. You're never going. Yeah, but I think Swiss Rex. I think YouTuber Hubu doesn't believe anyone. I think he doesn't tend to believe anyone. Which is no, you don't respawn. You don't respawn. I got electrocuted by my radiator. I can't know. You're never gonna know. You're never gonna know. But you're never gonna know fully. But You're never going to fully know. Fully. No one ever fully knows anything. That is true. Yes, I got it. If people damn you, but no one has damned you. If you believe that everyone's damned you, that's a shit life. So you had a totem? Well, no, I didn't have a totem because I didn't die. How do I have a totem in real life? Yeah, you wouldn't. Oh. Hold on a minute. AFK, I'm not AFK, I'm doing something. Joe, it's a bad idea. Why is it a bad idea? Why is it a bad idea? Decepted loves you. Everyone in there loves you. It's not a bad idea. The reason people moaned at you in there is because you joined the VC and started filming, which that was illegal. Oh. Hold on a minute. Ah, yes, you can't. You can't. Hold on. Community tab. You're going to have to go to the community tab. When it says community post, you're going to have to click on there because you're doing it on phone. You're doing it on phone, so you're going to click community post. So you'll have to go to the my community tab because people on phone can't click links. Can someone type that in? Can someone type that in? Can someone type that in about how to click that link? About going to the community tab. Here we go. channel. Am I missing comments right now? Because that is. Am I missing something? It hasn't loaded. That whatever that is hasn't loaded for me. Right, you're going to have to click the community tab to click that link. Oh, I know. Yeah, YouTuber Hubu, it was when you called... Does Joe have glasses? I do, but I don't have to wear them all the time. Yeah, YouTuber Hubu, it's when you called... It's when you called... That's what Swiss Rex is talking about. Yeah, it's when you called Mayan history demonic, which the real communist who's in my server, that's his ancestry. The Mayan history is his ancestry, so that's why he didn't take lightly to that, because you were telling him that his history is demonic. Which is not. It's stuff at different points on the planet which obviously never knew about each other. So, for example, guys, a god. Well, I'm not Mayan. Yes, but I think I mentioned it on stream. I think I mentioned that on stream about Mayan culture being called. You're not Mayan, no. But calling Mayan history demonic is like calling Christian history ungodly, because, you know, Christians and Mayans were opposite sides of the world at each other at different times, and they never knew of each other. Goodbye, Tyrese. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. It is so cold. Look, guys, I'm literally freezing my tits off. It's so cold. I'm freezing my bloody tits off. It's so cold. Literally, it's freezing. Well, no. It's not bad to be anything. Oh, what's the comment I'm thinking of? Oh, what was it? There's a guy that did that. There was a guy back in the... there was a guy many years ago. He became friends with... a black musician. He became friends with people who were white supremacists for a book. And one of them even said to him, "I've got more respect for it." One of the white supremacists he was talking to in front of a news camera, the white supremacist said, "I got more respect for him than from this man here than some all of you, than some of you." And quite an interesting thing. They said, like, if you take away the fear and the, if you take away the if you take away the fear. If you take away the fear and thing, people hate what they don't understand. If you get what I mean. People hate what they don't understand. Let's jump into this. This is a house for my cat. For my Minecraft cat. I've got a couple of Minecraft cats. This is a... Should we call him Discord so he can be a Discord kitten? I'm joking. I make jokes all the time. Sorry. It's like I make jokes about being fat. I'm not actually fat. I'm not actually fat, guys. That's just a funny thing. In fact, I lost a pound. In fact, I lost a pound, guys. And then I found it on the floor, so I put it in a money tin. I'm joking. Yeah, for example, I don't believe. For example, I don't believe in God. I personally think there is no gods, but that's my opinion. We're almost there. We're aiming to hit 8K by my birthday. Well, potatoes are a very good food. I do like a good potato. I will admit, potatoes are nice. That's between you and him. That goes against my beliefs, but I don't see him as a bad person. No, Joe's a bad person. Yeah, I personally, guys, I don't believe in a god. I think that because if you look at old history before the arrival of Christianity, a lot of the old gods all look similar and they all look like aliens. So I've got this weird conspiracy theory. That what our ancestors predicted saw as gods were they actually intergalactic travelers that came across the earth, and they were worshipped as gods. That's my theory. What do you guys think? Because when you see some of the Egyptian gods look like aliens, and then some of the Mayan gods look like aliens as well. They look sort of similar, and all the pyramids, all the ancient pyramids, or if you map all the ancient pyramids, they're like a straight line across the earth. That is true. That is true. That is true. Cool. Oh, what day is it? Oh, 4 days to go. My favourite TV show in the world is bringing out a spin-off, and the spin-off looks so good, guys. The spin-off looks so good. Doctor Who are bringing out a spin-off. It comes out in 4 days' time. I can't wait. The first 2 episodes air on BBC iPlayer. The first 2 episodes will air on BBC, one behind another on Saturday, and I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to watch it. It looks so good. It's about a war between the Sea Devils and the humans. Doctor Who's spin-off. Doctor Who's spin-off. The war between the land and the sea. It's going to be 5 episodes. 2 of them are going to air on Sunday. Episode 1 and 2 are going to air one by another. It's not really disrespectful though, Swiss Rex, because you know those drawings have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. Some of them have been around for thousands of years. If you get what I mean. Still streaming, I see. I've only been streaming for 2 hours. I wouldn't say it's disrespectful, Swiss Rex, because the drawings have existed for thousands of years. In fact, it's only people nowadays that find it disrespectful, which I think is really interesting. I hate images of Jesus because it's not Jesus. It's like talking with picture. But the drawings, but the images, YouTuber Hubu, have been around for thousands of years. Some of the images of him have been around for thousands of years. I think the oldest images. I think the oldest image of him would have been around the time that he was alive. Oh. I mean, it's everyone's interpretation. So when we had to do religious classes when I was in school, and we had to draw what we thought God looked like. So I did a man with a staff. I did a man with long hair, long beard, staff. One guy drew God as a man in a suit with short hair and a checkered shirt. His drawing was incredible. His drawing was really interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting drawing. I love Morgan Freeman playing him in the film. No, I know he's not. I know he's not God. But to be honest, YouTuber Hubu, when he was in my Discord server, Islamic teaching. Well, Jesus is a prophet. Islamic teaching. What do you mean Islamic teaching? I'm a bit confused. But you've got to give someone time, ROA. Like, that's the Real Madrid's problem in recent years. They've never given anyone time. They gave Ancelotti time. 3 draws. That's not that bad. Jesus isn't God. No, YouTuber Hubu, but the Bible is about the teachings of Jesus. But Jesus isn't God. Yeah, the Bible isn't a... That is true. The Bible is not... The Bible is a series of stories. It's like an anthology. The Bible isn't... The Bible's more of an anthology where all these different stories... But yeah, Jesus is not... He's the Son of the Lord. Yeah. Jesus is the messenger. He is the Son of God. He was sent to earth. Yeah, Jesus is not God himself. Yeah, I'm not religious. It's just we were just referring to what YouTuber who we just put. Oh, I've got a sore arm, guys. I've got a bit of a sore arm. But the players play like they have emotion. But you've got to give someone time. Like Xabi's only a couple of months in the door. Have you ever seen the story of watching Madrid win? It's even sad. It doesn't feel right. But you've got to give him time, though. You've got to give him time. Like, it's, for example, Xavi's a good manager. What he did with Bayer Leverkusen is good. Three draws isn't bad. Not every team can go and win every single match. No team's going to win every single match, but 3 draws is not bad. There's a team in the Wolves in the Premier League at the moment have not picked up a win all season. Real Madrid. Yes, hello Minecraft C16, welcome to the stream. Let's just quickly look at this a second. Here, Real Madrid. Like, I would absolutely kill to have Real Madrid's form right now. 10 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss from 14 games. I would absolutely kill to have that record. Like, that's not a bad record. You're only 4 points off the league title. I think that's just jumping the gun, to be honest, ROA. Like, Real Madrid need at the moment, they need to build a manager. You can't keep changing the manager every couple of months because it's not working. You need to, normally it corrects itself, but you've got to give managers time to build something. It's like Mikel Arteta came close to getting sacked as Arsenal manager. Mikel Arteta came close to being sacked as Arsenal manager in his first season. In his second season, Mikel Arteta came really, really close to getting sacked. And it ended up... Are you Swedish or British? British. In his first season... was it his second? Mikel Arteta came close to getting the sack because they lost the first 3 games of the season. But then they turned it around. And now they're on a really good form. On paper, the stats look good. Yeah, but you don't play the game on paper. You've got to let a team gel. After you've bought a load of new recruits, you've got to let a team gel. But you can't keep blaming the manager. Sometimes you've got to... I really like what... I can't remember what his name is. There was a football... I think it was Brendan Rodgers. He said you can't keep blaming the manager all the time for absolutely everything. He goes, the players have to take some sort of responsibility. Which is kind of true. Like, Real Madrid, their form isn't that bad. The only thing that matters is your form. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Xabi Alonso's record as Real Madrid manager. Obviously, they're facing differences. In the dressing room, but that's the manager. The manager should go and what the manager should do now is go and rip into him. Any other football team in the world, the manager would go in there. But is that experimentation though, ROA? Because managers will experiment. So the first thing David Moyes did, the atmosphere is bad, but then that's the fault of the Real Madrid fans. That's just Real Madrid fans then. How can the atmosphere be bad if your record's great? It's like what was it? In the dressing room. Yeah, but that's the thing though. What any other football manager when This is what happens with most football teams. If there's a problem in the dressing room, normally the person that is causing the trouble, normally they're gone. So that happened with Everton a few years ago. Yeah, I support Milan. Yeah, that happened with Everton a few years ago. Lucas Digne fell out with the manager, so the Everton manager, the Rafa Benitez, turned around and said, "No, you're gone." And it was literally like that, literally. AC Milan are a good team. Yeah, Real Madrid, for example. Honestly, Real Madrid, for example, they need to give a new manager time. What's the point of replacing a manager? What's the point of replacing a manager if you're going to sack him after so long? The problem is sometimes players don't like the new manager, but normally they need a season to gel. For example, Carlo was there 5 years, nearly. Carlo was there four or more years. And you got to think Real Madrid. The Real Madrid's problem is this is a very much a transitional season. Do you get what I mean, ROA? It's sort of very transitional season. This is the first season without Modric. This is the first season without a couple of their, great players. It's the same. It's the same with what happened to Everton back in the early 90s. A lot of their great players that have won the league 8 or 9 years before were coming to the end of their careers, and Everton had to rebuild. But Everton turned around and got it wrong and ended up just staying in the division by the skin of their teeth. But Real Madrid will get it right. Real Madrid have to get their rebuild right. Real Madrid have to get their rebuild right. Real Madrid probably will get it right. But they will eventually. But under a new manager, under a new system, they've got to have time to gel as a team. It's like what's happening with Liverpool right now. Liverpool's starting to fall apart because you've got to transition now from a Jurgen Klopp team to an Arne Slot team. And last season they pretty much had the Jurgen Klopp team. It was pretty much a Jurgen Klopp team last season. Now you're moving into more of a slot team, so the wheels are starting to come off because you're starting to break a team. Sometimes you've got to break the team up to revitalize. That's what Brian Clough did a lot. That's what Brian Clough used to do at Nottingham Forest. Every so often he had to break that team apart because Brian Clough was manager of Nottingham Forest from 1975 to 1975. Brian Clough was manager of Nottingham Forest from 1975 to 1993. So when he started his career, there were players still playing that were born in the 1940s. Some of the players that he had at Nottingham Forest at the time, in 1975, a 27-year-old was born in 1948, and by the time he left Nottingham Forest, one of the younger players were born in the 1970s. Some of the players that he had at Nottingham Forest in his last season, some of them were born the year he became their manager. Sometimes you just got to break it. Sometimes you have to break up a team up to progress. be back in a second. One is the loneliest number. Yeah, sorry, I had to go to the toilet then. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I just noticed. Have you done it? Have I done what? Have I done what? There's an AMD Ryzen 3.5, but 4 doesn't even exist. That's probably because 4 is not out yet. I have no idea. I'm not very good with that stuff. I know my computer. I know my old laptop used to be a AMD Ryzen, but I can't. I do understand. He's talking about RAM. I did see you stream last night, Pixel King. I do apologise. I did see you streams last night, but I didn't see this. I didn't see the stream because I was a little bit. I believe actually, guys, I was watching a film. I believe I was watching a film and it was late at night. Joe, do you like the pic? He is a beast. He's more than a beast. And I joke that I'm overweight. The exact. I think mine's an i5, but it's got a RTX 4050 in it. Yeah, my computer's an i5, which is probably not the best, but I was trying to buy a new computer on a cheap budget earlier on in the year. Because, guys, my laptop my laptop decided to go wrong while I was doing my uni work, and I had to finish it. They're only playing one centre back. Oh, are they playing like a right? Oh, are they playing three at the back? That's not 300. That's not £300. Yeah, egg. That's not £300. That's like 400. Like that image you've put in. That image, that guy is not £300. That guy's not £300. That guy's like 400 because I'm 210, No, I'm 209 actually. I'm 209 pounds now. I'm 209 pounds now apparently because I've lost a pound. That guy's not 81. That guy's not 91 pounds lighter, heavier than I am. That guy's like 200 pounds heavier than I am. In 2022 when I first saw Mbappe. I first heard of Mbappe in 2018 in that World Cup. In that World Cup, because I think just before that World Cup, I think he was playing for Monaco. Good player. I do actually like Mbappe. Good player. I think he's a better cam though. He prefers to play attacking midfield. I remember reading something about him. He actually prefers to play attacking midfield. He prefers to have a striker in front of him. What are you talking about? What was I talking about? Egg put in a picture of a stream that he found with a really fat guy. And he basically said this guy's like 300 pounds. And there's no way that guy's 300. That guy's 400. At least. I did know something along the lines of that. But a lot of French players are. Some of the French players are. From other places. It's the same as... It's the same as what's his name? It's the same as Ademola Lookman. It's the same as Ademola Lookman, who's playing for Atlanta. That's really pissed me off that he's doing so well, because I don't think Everton should have sold him. Ademola Lookman played for Everton from when he was younger, and he scored 1 goal, but he only played 30 times. I think he should have done. I remember being angry when they sold him, because they sold him to Leipzig, and then obviously went on loan to Fulham and Leicester. Now he's doing really, really well for Atlanta. But he's one of those. He was born in England but plays for Nigeria. Hello, JJ Wolf. Welcome to the stream. The Arab Cup football has begun. I don't know if we will win. I don't know. Oh yeah, 2025, the Arab Cup football. There isn't many teams that there isn't that. Well, it only takes place over 17 days. There isn't that many teams then. 16. There's 16 teams. So there isn't. I wouldn't know, Pixel King. I'm not that good with computers, Pixel King. I know how to turn it off, and if it doesn't work twice, throw it out the window. As my I had a Jamaican teacher when I was in school, and he said that if it don't work twice, throw it out the window. But I can't do his accent. I know how to speak English well. Cool. If you're interested in reading, I highly recommend Joe's work. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm currently working on a book at the moment. Well, I've been writing a little bit of a book. I'm writing a little bit of a book at the moment. I haven't wrote much in the last. I haven't wrote much in the last couple of weeks because I finished a book not that long ago. I'm just writing a little bit at the moment. I'm just writing a little bit at the moment of Dawn of Planets Book 5. I'm writing a little bit of Dawn of Planets Book 5. Which, it's alright. I've got an idea of what I want to write. For book 5, I've got an idea what I want to write. I know what the story is. I'm just writing little bits at the moment. So I've written 4 chapters. What does that mean? At the moment I've written 4 chapters so far. I've written 4 chapters so far. What tournament's that? I would have thought Algeria would have been part of the Africa Cup of Nations because Algeria is actually in Africa. You should see my little shot. I was literally getting heated because RAM price has been increasing. Yeah, but that's the thing though, Pizza King. It's not AI. I saw your comment yesterday. I did see your video. I haven't watched it because I haven't watched much YouTube. I think Joe has the oldest Minecraft account ever. I don't have the oldest Minecraft accounts. I've played on this. I've played on this world since 2017. I've played on this world since 2016. Joe, I tried writing. Cool. What did you write? Sorry guys, my neck is really sore. I've lived... Yeah, it's not AI. AI doesn't cause the prices to go up, Pixel King. The prices go up because as more... Yeah, because every year the prices go up because of obviously parts, because of parts becoming more expensive. I mean, I have done that before, but yeah, the prices increase. The prices increase because sometimes the part, as more data, as the technology in it becomes bigger, the parts become more expensive, so they have to sell it for more. Makes a fairy tale, but that's me. So for example, the Dawn of Planets book series is a mix of science fiction and fantasy. It's fantasy mixed with reality. So basically, there's fantasy elements built into it by the fact, but the story is based in 23rd century Britain. Yeah, but that's what Dawn of Planets is. It is a dark fantasy where the main character, Agent 1, isn't necessarily a good guy. He's just the... Well, yeah, because of obviously everything... Because of all the costs of everything rising, they've got to up their prices because the parts become more expensive. Let's go, you hit 7. Thank you, Sigma Gamer. That's really kind of you. Yeah, so for example, Pixel King, I put this in my Discord server last night when I responded to your comment. I don't think you've seen it. I don't think you saw it, though. So, when I was 7 years old, I used to go and buy chocolate bars called Freddo bars. A Freddo bar used to cost me 10 pence. A Freddo bar, you can't change YouTube Shorts thumbnails. A Freddo bar used to cost me 10 pence when I was 7. They now cost more like £1. In 16 years, they've gone up. The price of Freddo bars, like Freddo bars, are literally the size of my thumb, guys. They're literally the size of my thumb. They're literally, Freddo bars are like the size of my finger. Oh, the scraper. Or that house. Basically, a Freddo bar, guys, is like the size of my thumb. It's like the size of my finger. So I've got really small fingers, guys. So it's like the size of my finger. It's like the size of my finger, guys. So does the bedrock wall stay? What do you mean the bedrock wall? Are you talking about nether? Are you talking about are you talking about are you talking about the nether? No, are you talking about the nether, Pixel King? Are you talking about the bedrock wall? Are you talking about the bedrock wall in the nether? Yeah, no, that goes. If you port a world to bedrock, is there a story that's still working on this version? What? They all still work. All the mini games still work. Sorry, Deceptives just messaged me. Am I going to join his VC tonight? I've just messaged him. I might do. Here's might, you mean definitely. I might do. I might do, I don't know. Ooh. You have to use mobile to change YouTube short thumbnails. It will allow you to select. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I've never really used YouTube on my phone. Like, I will admit, guys, I do all my stuff from my laptop. I've made a YouTube short through my phone when I basically did a video of my book. I was tempted to do a face reveal just to reveal my book cover. I was tempted to just shoot a video of me sat at my desk and go, bam, here's the book. But maybe when I'm not, maybe when this beard is shaved and makes me look less. Actually, no. Actually, maybe when my beard is shaved and I don't look like 30 years older. I'm joking. I love your beard. Thank you. Yes, guys, my beard is so long right now. It is starting to. My moustache is starting to curl. My moustache is starting to curl. I look like one of those French people, you know, when they can curl their beards. My beard is starting to curl. Yeah. That's disgusting. I haven't shaved my beard, guys, since like August. So, I guarantee I haven't shaved my beard in 4 months. I think I look pretty good, actually. I think I look like £1 million, but £1 million of shit. A person that I'm subscribed to just uploaded a video. 900 subscribers Q&A. Oh, cool. I might give that a watch later. Plus, I should do a Q&A. I don't know. I wrote memories correctly or no? Yeah, you have. You have edited that correctly. But yeah, the based on what Pixel King said, yeah, the prices go up because parts cost more. It's why food goes up, because if it costs more to get the grain and the seeds, then if it costs more to produce the food, they have to up the prices of the food to get the profit back. I got thrown into a funk after Thanksgiving. Any advice from me, actually? Advice to get back into content? Maybe do multiple at a time. Maybe schedule them. Maybe schedule them. Maybe schedule them so you've got so instead you're in a groove. So for example, I'm the worst person to talk to when it comes to that, but I used to do that. The way I used to do it was I used to film a load of videos after each other. I used to film like 6 or 7 videos after each other, and then I used to film 6 or 7 videos after each other, and then they would be, then one would come out each week. So it ended up by early January I was 6 months ahead with YouTube videos, because I was I ended up creating, like, I think it was 13 videos, but they came out over 13 weeks. So every episode, it was all Survival Legacy episodes, so all of them were like 13, all of them were like 14 episodes. It was, I think I would do 20 episodes over 20 weeks. So the idea was to go back to 2 episodes a week, but then I've never got back to that effort. But that would have been like, I would have been doing 100 episodes. I would have been doing 100 episodes a week. Yeah, I need to get back to that. So I need to go and film some content for this. I need to go and film 22 videos just for this month. This is a live this is today's Mindless episode, so that's why we were building like Christmas stuff on here. But I need to go and film an episode for tomorrow. I've got an episode for tomorrow, actually. I just need to finish editing it. The video, I haven't been able to finish something, so you guys are going to see something before it comes out. You guys are going to see a Christmas build before it comes out, because it should come out tomorrow. Yeah, I need to shoot another 20 videos for Christmas, for Christmas, because I do 25 videos in 25 days at Christmas. I need to quicken up with that, but it takes a while. I have got a football pitch. I totally forgot. So today we built this snow watchtower, and we built that ice one. I think the ice one looks cooler. What do I think of our... Are you talking about Rainbow Six? Never played it. Let's be accountability. Yeah, tomorrow I'm bringing out this video of us building the sugarcane thing, because I didn't realise... I can still in the same world. I can't stay in the same world without friends. Yeah, I haven't been alone. I've never been alone. Like, people have played on this world with me, just not a lot. But yeah, I have played on this world for 9 years. But yeah, look at this, guys. We made this watchtower this morning. I love it because it's see-through. I love it because it's see-through. So if we continue building, if we continue going up here a second, look at it. In fact, we can see the farm area from up here. This will be a nice viewpoint. This will be a nice viewpoint over here. I'm tempted to whether we flatten that down. I'm tempted, I don't know at the moment, whether we flatten this down. Yeah, English is a very hard. English is a lot hard accent to learn, because some English words have absolutely no correlation with other English words. Like, but yeah, I need to go and finish editing that video for tomorrow, which I will do, guys, because yeah, I will do. I'm probably going to watch a Christmas film tonight, because who here has watched a Christmas film yet? Who here has watched a Christmas film already? Watched a few already. I watched the Muppets Christmas Carol because that's one of my favourites. I watched the first Nativity film. Have you guys ever watched that? It's a very quintessential British film. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it, but it is a very quintessential British film. It's very like quintessential British. It's very... No, it's a hot... Oh, you're from... yeah. It's a Christian holiday. It's a Christian holiday. But it's a Christian holiday, so in the Christian world, it's basically the biggest holiday of the year. The equivalent would probably be Eid in the Islamic world. The equivalent would probably be Eid. That's pretty much what the Christmas is. Oh, Jim Carrey's Christmas Carol. American TV series seems to... Well, they are magical films like that. Yeah, British films... Is it snowy for me? No, it's not snowy for me. It's just the holiday period. It's the festive period, as we call it. It's not snowing for me. It's just cold. What was I going to say? Yeah, the Harry Potter films are considered... Yeah, the Harry Potter films and they're family films. They air them at Christmas times because they're family films. But yeah, I have watched Jim Carrey's Christmas Carol, but I prefer the Muppets. I prefer the Muppets one. I am going to watch Home Alone. I put Home Alone in last night, but it was really late at night, so I opted to go to bed. I did watch the BFG though. I did watch the BFG because that's like a family film, and I love the BFG. I love the book. I literally... Where's the book? I've got it. The book is on my desk. The BFG is on my desk. Such a great book. Have you guys heard of the BFG? Roald Dahl. It's one of his last books. It was published in 1988. It was published in the late 80s. Roald Dahl wrote the BFG in 1982. Roald Dahl wrote the BFG in 1982. He published Matilda in 1984. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was published in 1961. Fantastic Mr. Fox in 1970. What else? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the Great Gas Elevator was 1982. I can only think of Big Friendly Giant, but that is the name. I like your channel for some reason. Thank you. That is the BFG. The Big Friendly Giant is the book about the Big Friendly Giant is called the BFG. That's what they called it. Because instead of calling the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant, it's called that's why they call it the BFG. It's a book. It's a book, Dr. Sad. Yeah, the BFG. It was a it. The reason it's called the the BFG is because Sophie says in the book, instead of calling him the big friendly giants, she gives him the name BFG. She gives him the name BFG because she can't be bothered to say big friendly giant all the time. He called me the what is your name? And she mentions he called me the big friendly giant. So it's one of my favourite stories. We ate that. We got that one. We ate this one. We us giants be generous. Then days is over. I didn't realise how big the BFG wasn't. You know the BSG is just really small compared to the other giants. I didn't realise how big the BFG is in reality. Like 24 feet is a lot. 24 feet is a lot. Yeah, the BFG, the big friendly giant. I didn't realise how tall he was. Like 24 feet is a lot. Even though he's technically tiny compared to the other giants who are like 30 feet higher, who are 30 feet taller. What was it? That's so bizarre. Earlier on we had 7,507 subscribers. Now we've dropped back down to 7,000. Now we've dropped back down to 7,502. Yes, Snozcumber. Well, he doesn't love eating it, he hates eating it. The story about the BFG, he hates eating Snozcumber, but that's the only thing he can. It's the only thing he can eat because obviously all the other giants all the other giants are cannibals, so obviously they eat children. Yeah, but he doesn't like eating Snozcumber, but he's got to eat it because that's the only thing he can eat. That's the only thing he eats because he refuses to eat children. He refuses to eat children, like he even says about his dream catching. They take, so I gives back. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey, as they say in Doctor Who. They do say that, wibbly wobbly. In Doctor Who, they say the Doctor says, "Oh, wibbly wobbly timey wimey." I watched it when I was a kid. Yeah, I love the film. I watched it last night. What was I going to say, guys? So it was interesting, yeah. Yeah, wibbly wobbly timey wimey. I love the one from David Tennant though. This is the one I like from Doctor Who. This is the one I like. David Tennant's in a. This is just a deleted scene. He says something. David Tennant says in Doctor Who, "I'm gonna have." And before I wrap this up, I'm gonna say some really weird things to make some slightly questionable things with my mouth, which will go somewhere along. Which will go. Let's just redo that. Before I wrap this up, I'm gonna make some really questionable noises with my mouth, which will go somewhere along the lines of bingle bongle, dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety lap, ping pong, lippy tappy tootar. I love it. When he says that at the end, he goes. I love his end line. Bingle bangle, dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety da, lippy tappy tootar. And the fact that David Tennant said that with a straight face, I'm like, not many people could say that with a straight face. Defend the official Tommy Wayne quote. Because he says it a lot. Yeah, he says it, Timey Wimey. Because, oh, I know why, though. Oh, I know why he says... I know why it trended. People assume that time is a strict procession of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. And, yeah, what the doctor says... Is that Nanny McPhee? I've never watched that. I have never watched that film. Yes, Nanny McPhee. Yes, I know the film. It's Nanny McPhee. That film. Never watched it properly. Anyway, I'm going to end this stream now, guys, because I need to go and eat something. I haven't eaten anything today. Well, I have. I ate something about 2 o'clock, but... Anyway. Yeah. Dingle dongle, dingle dingle dingle, yingle yangle, bung bing bung bing bing bong. Before I leave this stream, I'm going to end the stream saying some questionable things into the stream. Dingle dangle, yingle yangle, bingle wong wong, yickety doo, yickety lack, ping pong, ting tong, wing wong. I'm ending the stream like that.